Okay. Everybody sit down. Turn my way. If you're talking, you're not listening, and that means others near you can't hear. So your sheets are done. And this is a little bit of how your presentation is going to go, okay? So, Mr. Faraci, Mr. Clark, it's my honor to be in front of you today to tell you how your funds performed over the last year that you put me in charge of handling. My company name is The Best in the West. We're a funding group located out of Dallas, Texas today. And my name's Regan Richmond. I'll be presenting to you today. So, you gave us $8 million. Of course, we did not want to allocate all of that $8 million towards deals because in case there was default or other costs of running the business and securing those funds, we only lent out $7.25 million. So we left in reserves $750,000. I think you'll be probably satisfied with what you see as your yield when we get down to that. Our average loan was $50,000 because we spent that $7.25 million over 145 loans. So as you can see, your money was well blended and very safe. Total earned in origination points was $362,500. And total earned in interest, we did an average interest rate of 14%. We earned $1.015 million in interest, for a total dollars earned on the fund of $1,377,500, which gave a yield on your $8 million of 17.2%. That means that you guys got a guaranteed of $320, and then overage of $720, with an overage of $328. So you made a total of $1 million. Get it on the screen here. You made a total of $1,045,000, and my fund earned for each of its members, which is me, myself, and I, $328,000. So, Mr. Faraci, Mr. Clark, is there any questions you would like to ask me before you would be willing to consider writing me a check for another contribution to the fund next year?
So far, you're looking pretty good, Regan. Well, how diversified are these properties? What type of properties are you invested in?
70% of our portfolio is single-family homes of under $120,000. The remaining 25% of our portfolio is between mixed-use, multifamily residences to very, very light, high-cash-flowing commercial.
What was the amount of equity that you averaged that was already held against the property?
50%.
50%?
You're stunned. I'm that good. We're a very good money manager, Dave.
You've done a pretty good job.
Yeah, we're very good. We are. In fact, I think the assignment you gave me coming in here today was that I'm Team 10. You should probably not even listen to the other 9 teams. You should just cut me a check.
Not even sure I trust your numbers yet, so we are going to listen to the others.
Well, your economist and accountant, does he have any questions for me?
So I'm surprised that you did not accept all $8 million that you were given. Are you going to ask us for more money?
No, I did that for your good. So I accepted the entire $8 million, but I only lent out $7.25 because I kept in reserves $750,000 because $8 million is a lot of money, and even $7.25 million is a lot of money. So had we had any defaults, which of course on that low risk of fund, it wouldn't have been a problem, but we would have needed money to go towards foreclosure expenses and securing those properties. So that was a hedge on our part to protect your money, and it still yielded a 17.1%. So
You said the average was $50,000. What was the highest?
the highest was $175,000. Okay, so the end of my presentation today, I would like you guys to consider and write us a check today for another $8 million for our fund next year.
You're in consideration.
Okay, can I have that answer in the next 30 minutes before I go across the street to the other fund?
Yes.
I like you guys better than them. Okay. So you guys see? We're going to grill you a little more. You're probably not going to get off as easy as I did. Okay? But you guys understand what you're doing? Okay. Do we have a volunteer for group number 1? Presentation number 1? Okay. Okay, here's how it's going to work, guys. Entire team is going to come up. So you guys are team 1, right? Okay. Entire team is going to come up. You're going to go through your hedge fund asset review sheet. You will then go through, we'll go through the questions that we have for you and quiz you on any specific deals. Okay? So you'll come up on stage, put your asset review sheet under the monitor so we can all see it, and you guys can look at it on the monitor right there. And then we'll ask questions. Okay? So on the stage. Oh, you still have mine. Okay. I do. Okay, so start by announcing your team number and name, how much you had available, and then just go down your sheet. Where did Dan go? Oh.
Hello? Hello?
Hey, Dan.
Hello?
Can you hear me now?
Okay, so our group number is number 1. Our group name is Team Swag.
Oh, thank you.
Our executives are Craig, Sarah, Anthony, Grace, Tabitha, Nasheed, Ray, Francis, and me, Jessica. We had $4 million to deploy. The total amount that we deployed was $3,218,800. Our total number of loans were 15. Our average dollar amount per deal was $214,586. Total earned in loan origination, $146,284. And total earned in interest, $815,030. And total dollars earned over all loans, $961,284. And then we kept some money in reserve. Our total yield was 24%.
What was your biggest hang-up in deploying more of the funds?
Time.
What was your largest deal that you funded? And whoever the team member was that funded it, we'd like you to tell us about it.
Yeah, $545,000, and Craig was the one who did that.
545.
Okay. It was a $545,000 loan. I believe the value on it, I don't have the file in front of me, was, I want to say it was like $1.5 million. So the loan to value was low. It was 15% interest, and we had 5 points on it.
What was the purpose of the loan? What did they need the $500,000 for?
It was a purchase.
It was purchase. How did they get it at such a discount?
They bought it from a bank.
What was their exit strategy?
To either buy and hold it or to wholesale it off to an investor.
What's the property type and where?
It was a single family.
Where at?
It was in California.
Good answers.
I don't remember.
Okay. how did you determine your points and your fees on all of your loans? So this is just back to the team. So Jessica, as the leader, how did you guys determine your points and fees that you charged?
First time, someone who was a first time borrower was automatically 5 points. We always started with 15%. Yeah, if they had money down, we gave them a lower rate.
How diversified was your portfolio, commercial versus residential?
We did have a few commercial. We had some multifamily. We had single-family residences. So a little bit of everything across the board.
What was the biggest? Tell me about your biggest commercial.
Yes, it was also in different states. We also had a church too that was getting rehabbed. So
What was the largest commercial deal?
it was a mobile home park for over $500,000. Another $500,000 deal.
Were all of the properties attached to land, or were they rented spaces?
Yeah, so that one would have been rented spaces, space rent for the mobile home park. The ones that I saw and did myself were just, they owned the land too. So, yeah.
I have a question for you. Now, your total interest earned is $815,000, which comes out to about roughly 25%. Is this the correct interest that you earned on the $3,218,000? So you have an average interest rate of 25% on your funds, which is slightly lower than your total yield of, is that 24% or 29?
24.
24. So I think your yield is slightly off there.
I think you were doubling. What's the average interest rate you charged?
15%.
Okay, so it looks like you probably, because if you charged 5 points and 15% on all files.
No, not on all of them. Some of them were only 6-month terms as well.
Okay.
They were being paid quicker, so we got our money back a lot faster to reinvest.
Okay, so on those ones, you would count your points twice. So on a 6-month loan, you get your points twice in a year, but your interest you only get once. Do you understand what Caleb was saying on that?
Yeah.
So with $815,000 of earned interest on $3.2 million deployed, that was 25% interest, but you only charged 15% interest. You said.
On most of
So we've got to make a small correction there. Any other questions? Okay, team 1, good job. Okay, so now. Okay, do we have another volunteer team, or do we need to choose one at random? Okay, team 5. Okay, so now pick a number between 1 and 10 of how you would rate them. Give them your score, and then give some reasons as to why. Yeah, so use them as with only 5 teams, use them as your bearing point. Good job, Jessica. Close, maybe. Okay, so this is team. Oh, there's your other sheet.
Team number 5.
This is team 5.
Hello, me on?
ARV funds. You had $8 million to deploy of our money.
Yes, sir.
Tell us how you performed with our money.
So we took a very low-risk management technique and keeping a lot in reserve in case we found some great deals out there we could, and some key markets we're seeing the markets down. We're kind of waiting out the market to deploy the rest of the capital.
So this is pre-revenue.
I'm sorry, sir? This is like mid-year. We're only second quarter of the year so far. We ended up deploying roughly $3.2 million within 15 loans. Our average dollar per deal was about $212,000. The total interest earned at $625.
Hang on a sec. Team one. Team one. That's you guys. Shh. Okay. You're disrupting other groups. Okay. Team five.
What was the average?
I'm sorry, the average what, sir?
Did you just give us the average loan? I missed it.
The average loan amount was $212,000. Our total over the entire loan amount was $118,000. Giving us a total yield of about 10.2%.
So what did, I can't see your number there. What did we earn on our money?
You guys earned $720,000.
Which would be approximately 9.6%. Is that, am I right?
Yes, sir. Well, 9.6%, yes.
Okay, so $212,000 average loan amount is pretty high
It is.
for hard money lending. Tell us about your files. Where were the bulk of your deals lent?
80% of ours were
Location.
to residential, and within those we had half of those were to multifamily residentials, quadplexes. We had some high dollar value commercial loans come through. We had a $1.4 million condo unit out in Kissimmee, Florida, outside of SeaWorld. That raised our average up quite a bit, so that takes into account for that.
What were the Hello?
Yep.
What were the real problems in not deploying other than your creative second quarter answer?
Well, we found there was a low quality in the packets. We had a hard time finding. They were incomplete. It took a lot of time to dig through them to find the information we needed, and we just found a lot of them we just didn't qualify for our lending standards.
So you lent
We had a ham and cheese issue as well. So.
So you lent 3.2 almost, and 1.4 of that, so nearly half of that went to one deal.
Yes, sir.
Sounds like our money's at risk on that deal. So
Well, that
let's
one's a
talk
pretty
about
low
that
risk
one.
deal. We analyzed that one real closely. It was purchased through had to get disposed via court order because of a divorce, so it was liquidated really cheap. The property cash flows about $200,000, $2.4 million a year. So he could repay the loan off in 6 months of operations.
Is that gross or net?
That's gross. No, I'm sorry, net.
What's the business?
The property value itself was $5.5 million. That's what it came in as appraised. So the $1.4 million loan on a $5.5 million property, it paid off in 6 months of cash flow. It was a 50-unit condo outside of SeaWorld. Sorry, 152 units. Thank you.
Which SeaWorld, what state?
Kissimmee, Florida. Anything else, Dave?
I'm hoping he defaults on it so I can go and pick it up on foreclosure myself. And
Are those the actual numbers on that file?
yes, sir.
Did we fund it?
It's withdrawn.
Okay, good job. Other than you didn't lend enough money.
Can't give money away sometimes. All right.
And diversity.
Maybe we present our findings. Can we go up?
Yeah, you can go. Team 1 and Team 5, if you'll bring us back your loan summary sheets and your asset review sheet. Just bring back all those sheets, Teams 1 and Team 5.
Team 4?
Who we got? Team 4?
Yeah.
Yes, sir. Okay, we're Team 4, Accurate Asset Allocation. My name's Roland, and I'll give everybody a chance to introduce themselves.
I am Ebby.
Lisa?
Emmanuel,
Seahawk Eldoris?
Ken,
Angel?
Dave.
Okay, thank you very much for giving us the opportunity to present to you. Our total assets amounts deployed was $5 million. We allocated $4.262 million along 12 notes, or 12 loans, with the average value of $355,220. That is high. We obviously focused about 1/3 of our assets on the commercial side, and we will go over that. The total earned on the loan origination was $329,650. Interest earned was $633,190 for a total earnings of $962,840.
What was the interest? Roland?
Yes.
What was the interest, if you could slow down just a tiny little bit there?
Okay, the interest earned was $633,190. Our average interest rate was 12.6%. I'll provide you all with a summary of this later. So our total dollars earned on the 12 notes was $962,840 for an average yield of 19.3%. Subtracting the $450,000 is the 9% paid to the for the deployment, left an overage of $512,840, with an additional revenue to the fund of $256,420, and the remaining $256,420 divided between the 8 members of our team, providing each of us with a $32,052 annual income on this fund. You know, can you see that? You take care of that. I'll go over here. Be my straight man.
So 1/3 of your portfolio was commercial.
Yes.
Tell us about your commercial
We
projects.
had a $1.4 million loan on a $3.1 million golf course in Kissimmee, Florida. The individual put up $1.2 million of his own dollars and purchased it for $2.6. So he had property value already. His purpose was to rebuild it and then obviously refinance it within a year. The 12-month loan, we charged him 7 points on that for a $98,000 origination fee with an 11% interest rate. He has $20 million in real estate assets owned. He's been a multiple user of our sources before, and he has a net worth of $9.8 million after all his liabilities are covered. The other 2 commercial deals we have, one was for $438,000. This was a commercial property in Coeur d'Alene. It's a 76 unit in downtown. Property value was $930,000. The loan amount was $438,000. The down payment was $360,000 of his own assets and a seller carryback. So with a loan to value ratio of 47%, 12-month loan. We used 7 points, and his intent was to rehab it and then obviously refinance it within a 12-month period. All right.
The third commercial loan was to a medical office building located in East St. Louis, Illinois.
The property value is $1.3 million. The amount of the loan was $550,000. It was a refinance. This property is 100% occupied, tenant occupied. There are 3 units in it, a doctor's office and a few other tenants. So the length of the loan was 12 months. The loan origination was 8%, and the annualized interest rate was 12%.
What did you lend on that one?
Excuse me?
How much did you lend on that?
$550,000.
What was the occupancy on the 76 unit, Roland?
It was a 23 hotel room, 19 apartments, and 34 motel room suite. It was being totally rehabbed, so the occupancy right now was.
Whose phone is ringing?
Yeah, whoever's phone that is, turn that off.
It's the building.
Oh, it is? It's over there on the wall?
Yeah, it's behind the screen.
Tell them to leave us alone. Okay, keep going.
Okay, so that one was a total rehab.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay, it was a total rehab. What was and you said it was a 12-month loan
Yes,
on 76 units?
yes. 23 hotel unit, 19 apartments, and 34 motel.
Okay, what was their plan when they were unable to refinance it in 12 months? What was their exit strategy, or what was your exit strategy on your money?
There, obviously, we're going to. The equity in it was substantial. Our loan was for $438,000. The estimated value of the property was $930,000. So they're with a loan-to-value ratio of 47%.
Was this a purchase, or did they own it free and clear, and you gave them this money for rehab?
It was a seller carryback purchase. It was a purchase.
It was a seller carryback purchase.
Yes.
So you financed 438, and then they carried the difference of the 930.
Well, a $360,000 down payment, and the seller carried back the difference.
Okay.
What did that cash flow prior to the rehab?
What? I think it was 20%, 19-something percent on that one.
Where are they coming up with the cash to do the rehab?
It was an IRA seller carryback in a savings account. So they had the cash.
How much are they planning on spending to rehab 76 units?
It was $230,000.
Do you understand the reason I'm asking all those questions on
Yes.
a project like that?
Mm-hmm.
There's some things to understand when you're looking at a project like that, and this is why we dive into files like this and ask these type of questions. You're always looking for what's the problem. Why was I so lucky to find this, right? So 76 units, for one, there's no way that's going to be rehabbed in a year's time. It's not going to happen. Okay? So you've got to look at it from that perspective of, okay, well, if they're telling me that and they're willing to sign the loan to that and it's at that good of terms, maybe you're willing to fund it. Personally, we don't want to look at it from a standpoint of loan to own. We want to set them up for success as opposed to set them up for failure. Okay? How are they going to do that? The other questions, how are they going to come up with all that cash? If they didn't have any money to put down, which it would appear they didn't because they did seller carryback, if they didn't have money to put down, how are they going to float rehab on 76 units at a time while they're still floating ownership costs, monthly payments, and everything else? Because they could be, they could be. I mean, you calculated it out to be about $30,000 per unit of rehab. That's probably reasonable, but then you still have carry costs on there too. Mm-hmm. Okay, so you've got to look at all that, and all said and done, now what's it going to be worth ARV? Did you have that in the file? Did we have an ARV appraisal or ARV figure?
I think it was 1.4 million.
1.4?
Yes.
Okay. So 1.4 million, divided by 76 doors,
It's close to, it's close to 20.
puts it only at 18, is that right?
Yeah, it's close to
$18,000 per
20,000. It's
door?
close to 20,000. 70 doors would be 20 grand.
Okay. So that's still a steal of a deal. Okay. $18,000 per door on a 76 unit in Coeur d'Alene. But, and there's some areas of the country, though, where that wouldn't be. There's some other areas of the country where you still wouldn't touch that. Okay. But you have to take that in consideration. So, okay. Other questions? Dave and Caleb? Okay. Good job, Team 4.
Yeah, thank you. Yes, sir. There you go.
You're saying so far you wouldn't give any of these people any money. No, I agree. I'm just, I don't know where to put that one. We've made the descriptions too. We've made the descriptions too good now to where they're not. I mean, they're just playing the game.
What team is up here now?
Sir, this is Team 3, High Rollers.
Nathan?
Yes, my name is Nathan Roberts, and
Hang on
I'll
one
allow
sec.
the rest of the group to introduce themselves.
1 sec. We got a little confusion.
No problem.
The last one was Team 4. Okay, go ahead, Nathan.
All right, we'll start out with some really brief introductions here.
My name is Wesley Trammell.
Hudson Ayo.
Ellie Taj.
Laura Rochelle.
Rashid.
Martha.
Judy.
Tammy.
James.
Sir, we want to start out by saying thank you for allowing an opportunity to present what we've done over the last year. We're going to start out with the total amount you gave us to deploy, which was $5 million. Of that $5 million, we deployed $4,164,000, and the total number of loans was 7. The average dollar amount per deal was $594,857. Can you see that? I don't know if you can see that. Let me move that up. The total earned in loan origination in points was $328,297. The total earned in interest was $748,196. Total dollars earned over all loans for the whole year was $1,076,493, with a total yield of 21.57%. The portion of 9% paid to the fund on the total amount that you gave us to deploy was $1,076,493. The portion of the 9% paid to the fund, or did I just already say that? No. Portion of the 9% paid to the fund on total amount to deploy was $450,000. The overage yield above 9% was 12.57%. I apologize for the scratch, which was a dollar amount of $499,680. The additional revenue earned by the fund was $626,493. Amount earned by the hedge fund was $313,246. Individual amount earned by each executive on the fund committee was an average of $31,000. Is there any questions that you have for us, sir?
Yeah, so your total yield is 21.57, right?
Correct, sir.
Okay, and then so the overage portion is going to be 13.57 divided by 2. So it's actually going to be 6 point like 7. It's going to be 6.78
Correct, sir.
instead of 12 point whatever that is.
Yes, sir.
Do you understand? Do you understand where I'm getting that?
No, I do understand where
Okay,
what
so
you're
you owed us the first 9% of the 21.57. Everything above that, we're splitting it 50-50. But we do like getting paid extra, so our accountant will gladly accept that.
We'll make a correction in the books.
Okay.
All right. You said that the average out of the 7 loans was $594,000. What was the biggest?
Sir, the biggest one was for $1,066,000.
What type of property was that?
That was it was commercial property. It was multiple units.
How many?
8.
Occupancy rate?
At the time, it was full at the time of the request of the loan.
Where is it at now?
It's full.
Where is the location and what type of? Tell us about the stores that are in that, or the businesses that are in that building.
They're residences, sir. To start off, it's in Orlando, Florida.
Commercial. So
Excuse me, I'm being
this is
corrected.
multifamily residential.
I'm being corrected. It's stores. I don't have
Okay.
the paperwork on me.
Okay, so who funded this one on your team?
Who has the paperwork for that one?
Tell us about this deal. Whoever's got the sheet on it.
Okay, he wants you to tell him about it.
Okay. Okay. It was a 4 retail unit commercial store. Like you said, in
Was it a 4-unit retail or a
sorry.
8-unit?
Sorry. 8. Yeah, 8. Yeah.
Retail or residential?
Retail. It was, yeah, retail. Okay.
I'm starting to wonder if even you guys know where our money is.
This is a pretty big deal to not know whether people are living in it or you're selling things out of it.
Understood, sir. This is a deal that we've done with the same group. It's a group of investors. We've done deals with them several times, actually many times, and it's a group that we trust highly. We've never had any problems with loan repayment, and so we're confident with who we loan the money out to.
Can you tell me what your average loan term is? Are they all 1-year loans, or do you have some shorter terms?
No, they're all spread out. We have is it 3 that are 12 month, and then we have 2 that are 120 days or less, and the other one's 6 month, or the other 2 are 6 months. Excuse me.
On those 1 year or your longer term loans, what is the average interest rate that you're charging?
It's about 10%.
So you must be making up a lot of interest on those shorter term loans. What's the rate on that?
They're around 13 to 14%, depending on which one.
I have your average interest rate, and correct me if I'm wrong, but it looks like it's at 17%. So there must be, those shorter loans must be at a higher rate than that, or 24%?
Can you repeat the question?
Yes. So I have your your interest rate or your total interest earned on your portfolio at $748,196, which is approximately 17% of your total portfolio. And if you're only earning about 10% on those preferred 1-year loans, then you must be making up some spread on the shorter term loans. Do you think you would have any difficulty getting clients to agree to a 17% average interest rate, or are you funding the deals that you like?
Yeah, we're very satisfied with the deals that we're funding.
Good answer. Don't give any more than you have to. I'm going to come back to the other end of the spectrum. Why are you doing deals at 10% interest?
Well, the ones at 10% interest are repeat clients. They offer large down payments or good collateral. And so because we appreciate their business and like Kogo Capital, we want to have them for life, we give them a good deal.
What are you charging those ones on points, your buddies?
5 points.
Okay, so you're charging them 5 points, but 10% interest.
Correct.
So you're making all of your money in your points because you realize you're giving us 9 of those 9 of that 10%.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Dave, other questions? You good?
Yeah, there's only 7 other loans.
Okay. Okay, good job, Team 3. Thanks.
Thank you.
Well, their math wasn't close. And then we did 7 loans. They still don't understand their math. They still don't even understand what you were asking me. I don't think.
I didn't want to be too harsh and just say that they were wrong.
Yeah. That means Team 2, you guys are up.
Stand up, Myron.
Good math and
Yeah, we're Team 2, and we went over a lot of different things. We actually divided this up among the group, and we conquered it as a group.
Hang on one second, Alan. Hey, if everybody else will listen and sit down, we'll be done. As soon as this presentation is done, we're going to go on a break so we can judge it, and then we'll announce the winners after the break. So listen up, give them your attention. About 5 to 10 more minutes. We'll be out for a minute.
Yes. My name is Al Zeck. I'm going to introduce the team. I'm going to let themselves introduce each other.
My name is Roy.
I'm Murthy.
Al.
Kevin, Las Vegas Division.
Denise.
Mai.
Charles.
I'm Flavia.
I'll take it away.
Let's see, we had $4 million to deploy, and we deployed $3,028,928,000. Over 16 deals. The average dollar amount per deals was $245,000. The total amount earned on the origination fees on all the loans added together was $255,676,000. There was 12% interest calculated in 12 months. There was $471,360 total dollars earned over all the loans. There was $727,036 was the total yield at 18.7%. The $360,000 was a portion paid at 9% for the fund, and we got 92% return. So there was a little bit of extra. $367,036 was the additional revenue earned by the fund, and the amount earned by the hedge fund was $383,518. The individual amounts earned by each executive on the fund committee was $22,939 and some pennies. We had an average LTV of 51%, so it was a pretty safe loan-to-value arrangement that we had. Any questions?
Were all of your loans 12-month loans?
No, they were 6.
6-month loans.
They were all 6-month loans. Okay. So I think you actually left some money on the table then. What did you charge on average loan origination?
12%.
No, that's your interest rate.
Oh.
Loan origination. How many points?
12 points.
I don't think so.
No, it's 6. What did we? I got the wrong. Oh, hold it. I got the wrong sheet here. Excuse me. $5 points.
Okay, so
5
if,
points
so
was
if you
the
charged
average
5 points and all of your loans were 6-month loans, then you're going to deploy that money twice in a year. So I think, without looking at your files, I think your origination charges should be higher than what you've written there. But I could be wrong on that. But that being said, I want to hear. I'm gonna throw a different one at you this time. I want to hear about your smallest deal.
This was the smallest one. Who did this one? Who did that one? Do you know?
So while you're looking for that,
deal was $100,000.
while you're looking for the smallest deal, the math on your origination that you're showing there, you only got a total origination of 6.5%. But if you were writing your loans as 6-month loans, each one of those would have given you 10%. Now you didn't deploy your entire $4 million, so you would be coming in slightly under 10%, but you're only giving yourself credit for 6.5%. Or points.
This is our smallest.
Anyways, okay, tell us about your smallest deal.
It's up on the board right now.
Who made this one?
It's a $100,000 loan. The property value is $190,000.
Use Mike. Mike.
Oh, yeah. Looks like the property value is about $190,000. We loaned $100,000 on this loan. This is our smallest loan. We charged 10 points on the origination fee, 10% interest. Looks like $10,000 was earned on this. The interest is annualized, so 30% for a 6-month loan.
Okay, so it's a $100,000 loan. You charge 10 points and 10%.
Correct.
And it was a 6-month. So how many times in that year did you get your 10 points?
Twice.
Twice. That's 20,000. And then you get 10% interest. That's another 10,000. So you actually made $30,000 on that.
That's correct right there.
Okay, I thought I heard you say you only made 10,000.
10,000 on points.
Oh, but
twice.
you got
Twice.
Yes.
For the year.
Twice.
And then 10% interest
Okay.
annualized, so it's 30,000 total for the year on this loan.
Correct. Okay.
That's the Las Vegas division.
Good job, Las Vegas division.
Grandpa.
Now tell us in Las Vegas. Tell us how in Las Vegas. There's some markets where you can do it. Tell us in Las Vegas how you got away with charging somebody 10 points.
It depends on the area, the risk of the person.
Do you like repeat business, or do you like to acquire your customer and lose them?
Well, this is a first-time person, so we had to,
So you had to tell them not to come back? My point there
And
is,
then it
guys,
goes
this is
down
for
after.
everybody. My point there is there's some markets where you can get away with that. Markets where money's easy to find, such as Las Vegas, such as California, Colorado, Utah, a lot of the western states. You're not going to get away with charging somebody 10 points. You're going to see them one time and they're gone. And from what I told you this morning, when do we make money on you guys as borrowers?
Third loan.
Third loan. Okay, so if we're not making anything until you do your third loan with us, do we want to offend you on the first loan? No, right? So, and even if we did, so even in this scenario, so Kevin, Las Vegas division, if you charge them 10 points, you made money on the first loan, right? And that's great, and we would too. But are they going to come back for a second loan or a third loan or a 10th loan? Because we don't want you to come back for a first, second, and third loan. We don't want to just make money on your third loan finally. We want to make money on
This
your
was a
30th
no money down loan.
I'm sorry?
No money down loan.
Okay.
So that was why we charged the 10 points.
Well, that's fine. I'm
And
just,
a, and a first loan, but
and there could be reasons why you do it, but do you guys understand what I'm saying there? We want to continue making money with clients. We want to make money on our 30th deal together, not just finally break even on our third if we get that far. Okay, so we've got to treat them right from day one so that they don't leave. So, but go ahead. Okay, keep going.
so that was our smallest loan. So,
What was-
do
what
you
was the biggest
have any other
one?
questions?
What was the biggest one?
Our Bears loan and drum roll. Who's our big deal person? Charles, or is that Mia?
While they're looking that up, I see that out of the $4 million, you've got, what, 100,000 left for reserves. Am I reading that right?
Correct.
Did you feel comfortable assuming that kind of risk?
Anybody want to answer that question? Because I didn't.
I don't.
Yeah, it was a little bit tight, I'd say. You know, but they were 6-month loans and they were 50% loan to value ratio, so a little bit more. We felt a little bit more comfortable.
With $100,000 in reserves, which loan did you feel was the riskiest?
Probably the largest loan.
I still haven't heard about that one. What was the largest loan?
What was the largest loan? Okay, here we go. Our largest loan was right here. This was a $250,000 loan. Property values were $600,000. So
type of property?
That's a what type of property is that? Single family?
What part of the country was that in?
Don't have the country. Don't have the. Nobody put anybody. I don't know who did this loan with $600,000.
I don't know. It's not acceptable.
Come up with some sort of an answer, because it can't just be floating around the country.
$600,000 loan. Who did it, guys? Who did the $600,000 loan?
It's
Oh,
a $250,000 loan that's worth $600,000 is what I've got so far.
And what kind of that's a single family. I've just been informed.
You already informed us of that.
I was just looking for the part of the country.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it's New York City. Oh, this is Brooklyn, New York. Yeah. So
Is it a rehab or a purchase?
that is a rehab.
How much were they looking to put into it?
Personal guarantee in it. Here it is.
And is the $600,000 ARV or as is?
I'm sorry. Here's another sheet.
It was a single-family home in New York.
Yeah, single family home, New York, and it was guaranteed by the owner for with their cash reserves.
What was the use for this residence? Was it the owner's personal house? Was it what was his exit strategy, or if there was one?
That we don't know, but I think it is a rehab and sell or refinance in 1 year. Or rehab after 6 months and then sell. It was a wealthy individual. He was a high net worth individual.
Okay, I think we're good.
Good to go.
Good job, Team 2. Thanks.
I'm going to make a copy of this for everybody.
Okay, so here's the game plan, guys. We are going to do a 10-minute break. We're going to score each team. If each team, though, before you go out for break, please take your files back up to the stage. Stack them on the stage.
Not necessarily. Hello?
Don't do them just in 5 piles. Yeah, you can do
not
them
necessarily
all the way
as
across
high
the
as
front.
we had them. Just put them up there in kind of more of a safe.
So while you're doing that, does that open your eyes a little bit to the challenge we face in analyzing deals? Does it Dan, can I get a little more mic here? Does it help you understand why we put you through the due diligence that we put you through? Okay. Some of the questions that I was asking back there in the back, we're asking those same questions every time. Why was this investor so lucky to find this deal? Okay. So that's part of the challenges that we face. But anyways, take a break. We'll talk about it a little bit more when we get back. We'll go over winners. Be back in the room in 5 minutes.